What's up, my man?
What's up? Sorry, guys, I'm really, really bad at technology.
Hey, join to the club. Like they keep on changing things on us. We need to use our phone. We need to wear a hat. We need to be bold. I don't know, but we made it happen. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. I know how busy you are these days. I actually wanted to bring you on for a few days, but now with all the excitement around your show and your face being on everywhere on TV, I'm very happy you found some time to join us. For our friends, all of our ADC fans are watching us right now. You've been
Yeah.
coming on ADC for a few years now, but I'll let you introduce yourself really quick, and then I have a bunch of questions.
What's up, guys? I'm Jonathan. I am the director of Agape Dance Company. You may have seen me recently with my partner Jorge on World of Dance. Um, that's it. I don't really know.
All right. So your team is amazing. Your performance is amazing. I know you and of you for many years in the scene of Orlando. Everybody's your friend. You're
Thank you.
killing it every time you're performing. But let's get straight at it because so many people want to hear your experience. World of Dance. Why? How? And how was that like?
Uh, that is quite the experience. It is quite the experience.
What? It's not like ADC? Not
ADC
really.
is much more fun.
Right.
um, yeah, World of Dance is nerve wracking, but it is super exciting. It's an amazing opportunity. It definitely was unexpected. Jorge and I were not we weren't planning on it, and
I
so it
mean,
happened.
you applied. So if you put it
Um,
out there,
yeah, well, you never know. You never know what's gonna happen, and there's a bunch of rounds that you go through,
of
before
course.
you actually get on TV, and so
So
we
let's
just
take a step back. Let's take a step back. Why did you apply from the beginning? Like, what made you? You're already performing for years. You are in many congresses. You're killing it. You have a dance team. What made you say, you know what? Let me try and go on TV.
um we just thought it'd be a big platform, a very large. Sorry, my dog is here. She is. We thought it'd be a very big platform to be able to show that same gender dancing is relevant. Yeah, and
Hmm.
a lot of people, especially when we got to the show, we realized that a lot of people don't know about same gender dancing, and so it's something that we wanted to put out in the world to see that it's just dance. It has nothing to do with anybody's sexuality or anything like that. We just wanted to show that same gender dancing is dancing like everything else, and so we took that platform to do that, and it worked out. It worked out.
It really worked out. I think you were one of the first couples, same gender couples, to perform in congresses on high levels, right? Or you've seen more people before.
No, we've seen a lot of people. I mean, one of my biggest inspirations was Andrew Cervantes, and
Hmm.
so I saw him on America's Got Talent when I first started dancing, and I was like, "Yo, that guy's dope."
Yeah.
And so, um, same gender's been around for a long time. People just haven't been able to see it as much, and so we're super excited to be able to put on a platform that people can actually really see it now.
Yeah, and you could have danced with anyone, ladies, guys, but you chose to really push that and showcase your talent, not just in congresses, also in World of Dance. And this is amazing. So how was it? You applied, and then what? J-Lo called you?
I wish JLo called me.
Uh,
There is a long process, You go and you apply, and then the producers call you. You have to go and audition for the producers, and then you go through a bunch of stages. That it's
so
it's.
yeah,
I'm
a
not really
bunch of.
allowed to talk about it too much,
So
but
only break the
um,
law. Break the law. Come on now.
you go through a bunch of stages where they do a bunch of interviews, and they do things like just a bunch of paperwork and things like that, and so you have to wait a couple months. Actually, it's a
Wow.
pretty long while.
And how was that experience from the very beginning, going through the process, not giving up despite your busy schedule, and then eventually the moment when you're actually performing and the lights and everything?
I usually don't get nervous to perform. I usually, like any other performer, I get a little bit nervous, but going through the whole process, we didn't realize how big of an opportunity it was going to be. And so we went through all the beginning processes, and then when we actually got the email saying you made it, we were like, okay, this could be cool. And then we flew to LA, and it was like, oh,
When they
okay, this is
told you you
awesome.
made it, you knew that you're gonna be on TV, or you made it through the screening for a little bit more screening?
We knew we were going to be on TV.
Oh, awesome, awesome.
Yeah, I called Jorge. Wasn't he actually wasn't with me at the moment, and I called him, and we were freaking out. We were freaking out. We were screaming all over the place. And then we got to LA. We met all the producers. You got to meet J Lo and Derek and Neo and all this stuff.
Before you went on, you met them?
Yeah, before you get on stage.
Okay. And
And
how was that
then,
like?
that was awesome. I mean, J Lo she is incredibly gorgeous in person. Exactly like you see her on TV. That's exactly how she looks in person. Um, and Derek is awesome. He's super cool, super down to earth, and so is Neo. And they were just amazing to work with. They were
So
amazing to
what
work
what
with.
did you tell them? Give us the insight. Come on. Did you
Um,
tell them to go on ADC?
yeah, I was like, yo, you gotta come on ADC. You have no idea. No, we just talked. You know, they take time to get to know you, and they take time to like talk to you and find out like about your life and about your dance history. And it's awesome to be able to hear their story and how they came up and the process that they took in order to make it to where they are. And they're just super supportive, and they're super motivating, and it was awesome to be there with them.
When you met with them, was it just you and George, or
It was a bunch of us.
a bunch of you? Okay.
Yeah, it was a bunch of
And
us.
so what did she tell you? Or what did you say
Uh,
to her?
well, we were actually wearing were we wearing our shirts? We were wearing our shirts when we met her. And so she was like, yo, I love those shirts. And then nothing from there. We just started talking, and it was cool.
Who
It
picked up the
was,
costume, the shirts and everything?
Jorge and I both did.
Oh, okay, cool. So you got a
Yeah.
compliment right there.
Yeah. So that was
Did she?
awesome.
Did you dance with her? I know she goes
I,
dancing in LA and different places. She's into salsa.
I did not dance with her. She was not dance ready when she came to the back.
All right, so you met with them. You got some pressure off, right? Because you finally saw them.
Yeah.
You know about okay, cool. And then you're waiting for your moment to go on stage, and they call you. How is that like?
That is the most nerve-wracking moment I've ever had in my life, actually. Like I said, I usually don't get too nervous going to perform, and walking down the tunnel right before you get onto the stage, I was like, oh, I may pass out. I may pass out from how nervous I
what,
am.
what freaked you out? Because look, I know the congresses and the production level in some of the congresses that you attend, and you've seen lights and you've seen 2,000 people in front of you, and you know, hey, you don't want to mess up in any occasion. But what was
Right.
there that like freaked you out?
I don't know if it was the idea or the thought of, wow, this is on national television
Uh-huh.
and millions of people are going to see this. If you mess up or look crazy, everyone's going to see this. Or if it was the fact that you have J Lo, Derek, and Neo in front of you, and you have to do good in front of
Yeah,
them. These are people that have seen so many people dance, and especially with last season with Karen and Ricardo being on the show, they're
and
they're
they killed
used
it.
to right. They were incredible, so they're used to a certain level, especially when it
Hmm.
comes to salsa and them. And J Lo liking salsa so much, and Derek being in this somewhat in this world, um, it puts that pressure. Like, okay, you have to be good. You have to be good. So that was the most nerve wracking part. The floor is incredible, but it lights up, which
Okay,
also kind of adds a little
confusion.
bit of like confusion, especially during the tricks and stuff. But thankfully, it worked out well.
I'm
Uh,
surprised they haven't thought about it because they have a bunch of dancers on cast and right there, and they should know, that yeah, we're doing lifts and tricks here. I need to know my spacing, but hey, show
production is
business.
like
Yep.
this is what's gonna look good,
Yeah.
and that's what they do. They do it looks good.
So the show is over. You killed it. No mistakes whatsoever. And then you're standing in front of the judges. What goes through your head?
um, so before we went, actually, good backstory. Before we went, we saw one of the other dancers go that were absolutely incredible. She was a soloist, She
Hmm.
did contemporary, and we saw her go. And when we saw her score, everybody in the room was like, "We're going home. We're all going home." Because she was incredible, and she ended up getting an 87. And so we were like, "Wow, they're being tough this season." And so we were just like, "Well." We got up there and we heard their comments to we heard what they said to her in her comments, and then we were just like, man, they could give you some great comments and not give you a great score.
Oh yeah, yeah. Being
And
polite
so
but being serious. Yep.
right, and so we just sat there like, well, let's seeing the numbers come out. We had an 88, an 89, and a 90, and so we knew then that we had gotten over an 85, which is what you needed to pass. we were just we were just ecstatic. We were just like, all right, now it's time to work harder.
And then something crazy happens, and that rarely happens. One of the judges, what's his name, Derek,
Derek.
decided to leave his chair and come dance with you, or George. I think it was George.
Yeah, he danced with Jorge, which was awesome. Jorge was on cloud nine. Jorge was on cloud nine. He was just living his best life, like J Lo said.
Yeah.
He was so excited. He did not stop talking about it for like months after. I was like, oh my god.
Wow. Did Jorge knew about him and his experience before, or
Yeah,
so that's why he was on cloud nine? Like he was a big fan
yeah, yeah,
and probably still is.
yeah.
Cool. So being there in front of them and as they comment, what goes through your head? I mean, thank God I didn't mess up, or I want to scream, Mama, I made it.
We were standing there and we were honestly just like, all right, well, now that we got our scores, we know we made it through. We're like, all right, can we get off the stage so that we can go practice for the next round?
Right.
It was just an incredible experience, honestly. Making it through, we were like, all right, now we know we have to push harder. Now we know we have to push harder. We heard everything that the judges said and the critiques that the judges gave us, and we knew like this is the moment now to really push like limits. So
And it's
that's
about
where we're
time.
currently at.
So you passed, a huge sense of relief and accomplishment, like you should. You go backstage, you see all of your fellow dancers. Do they really happy for you, or like you got the sense that like, they're hating on you right now because you passed and they're going home?
No, no, no. They were. That's one thing that I can say. That's one of the best parts about it was that all of the dancers were so extremely supportive, all so extremely motivating, and always pushing you. Like, yo, that was dope. Like, you heard what the judges said. Fix this or work on this for the next round. And so it makes it. It almost makes it like a family. I mean, all of us were always rooting for everybody, even though we knew, like, damn, if you get a higher score than me, I'm going home. Like we
Right.
were always rooting for each other, and it was honestly, I didn't expect it because I know that a lot of other worlds, the dance, the hip hop world, and especially things like the ballet world, contemporary world, they can be very cutthroat when it comes to competition,
Yeah,
and
they're gonna put
so
something in your food if you go
yeah,
to the right.
yeah. So we were just like, all right, well, we went in not knowing, not expecting them to be like welcoming, and when they were very welcoming and very like approachable, it was a huge sense of relief because now you're with these people for a while, and you're able to now see like, oh, okay, they're real people too. It's not that they're just not
Amazing.
just in this for the competition. So it was cool.
Did you made new friends? Did you keep in touch with the
Yeah,
people?
yeah, it's awesome because now like we still talk all the time and we still write to each other all the time to see what's going on with our dances and things like that. And we're also going to be sneak peek. We're also
Okay.
going to be doing a tour with the dancers that we have. We're not allowed to release yet,
Oh, it's
but
not
we will
like
be
we're
doing.
live. Just keep going. Yep.
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing a tour, so that's really cool. We'll still be able to work with them.
All right. As long as it's not during ADC dates, and let them know.
No.
With all due respect to J Lo and all the other guys, we have some serious stuff coming up June, and so you're gonna tour. You made some new friends. Now, okay, you're back home. You know you made it, but nobody else know. And then the show is on, and everybody's watching you. What happened in your social media? What happened at your house with your friends? And how did you react to see your face on the big TV?
Yeah, that's still really weird to me. It's still very weird to me to see myself on TV. Jorge is the same exact way. Um, it's still really odd. Now our social media blew up, which was awesome.
Did you got like 100K followers like the next day, or
No, I wish.
you already got?
um, no, we did. I mean, our social media did. I've gotten like 3,000, 4,000 followers. Jorge has gotten another like 4, 5, 6,000 followers.
Amazing.
So things have gotten up. They've gotten up really quick. The support on social media has been incredible. I mean,
You
you
have a
always have people that
message.
say,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. You always have people that would say negative things, and we expected that, but we didn't expect how many people were going to be there to support us and push us and defend us. Actually, we have a bunch of people that someone will say something negative, and you have people that are on top of themselves, as and you're like, are you coming to our
Man, I
defense?
don't know. Every
Wow.
time somebody finds the time to go on somebody else's social media and comment a negative comment, I feel so bad for him.
Right. Right.
Like what goes so wrong in your life that you need to leave a negative comment on somebody that actually is doing something in his life and represent and has a message.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't pay attention to that crap.
Yeah, yeah. We just try not to go through any of the comments or reading the comments because we know that people are gonna have something to say. So
Of course.
we just we're
So
just
did
pushing through.
So let's talk about the good comments and stuff. Did anyone approach you for shows or choreography or another, I don't know, tour or
Yeah,
job?
yeah. We've gotten a lot of contracts to congresses and things like that, which is awesome.
Amazing.
Um, we are in the works of some pretty big contracts with producers for some TV shows, which is cool.
Amazing. Awesome.
Um, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up that I can't really
So,
talk about.
right. So you're not done with TV? That was not like a
Mm,
one and done. I wanted to get that experience. Let me go back to Orlando. You want a tour.
um, it's an opportunity I'm gonna take now. I
Amazing.
don't know
Yep.
how, I don't know if it's something that I'd want to do for long term. I love the Congress scene and all of the festivals, and that's definitely what I enjoy the most. Especially because I got into this because I wanted to like social dance and things like that. And so at these other events, there's not really any social dancing. Most of them are hip hop events or like
Yep.
contemporary events, and there's no social dancing. And I love to social dance. So the Congress scene and like the festivals and all that's definitely gonna be a part of my life forever. So that's what I want to put my focus back into in a little bit. In a little bit.
Listen, enjoy it. Milk all the opportunities that you can. Go experience. Orlando always gonna be here. Congress is always gonna be here. You always, I mean, you killed it before the TV show. You're gonna kill it like
Thank you.
longer after. Very excited to see what's coming up for you and the tour.
Thank
And
you, brother.
so you see yourself on TV. Did you yell at Jorge and like, oh, you messed up here, or you didn't? Like, did you cry? Did you cry? Like, share with us some insights.
No, I was just super excited. I was just super excited. I was really nervous to see how how production was gonna edit everything. Just because, you know, just because we got on TV didn't mean that I was going to change the person that I was. And
Hmm.
so I can be kind of crazy. And I didn't know how production was going to put it out just because, man, I said some crazy stuff while I was on their camera. So,
Did they
so
edit? Did they edit a lot, or like what we saw on TV? It's what really happened.
what you saw on TV is what really happened, but they do edit things like some of the interviews that we had.
Mm,
They do edit
okay.
some of those things just because they're really long. They're usually really long. Our interviews are usually like an hour long, and
Mm. So that
they
they
only
cut it
show
in
they show
pieces
clips,
of
right?
fine. But when
So
you were in front of the judges, what they said, what you said, everything, that's what really
yeah,
happened.
yeah, it's not all of it.
Hmm.
Production edited some things through, but that's exactly how it went. That's pretty much exactly how
Nice,
it went.
man. Nice.
Yeah.
Looking forward to see what's next, and I think you had a great message, and you showed the world a different thing, and I think everybody embraced it. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, yeah, I feel the same. I feel like everybody embraced it, which is really, really awesome. The dance scene, the Latin dance scene, has always been very welcoming to same gender, which has always been really, really nice. But to see scenes outside of our dance scene embrace it as well has been really, 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 really nice. That's been very, very inspiring to us, because it shows that, it honestly has nothing to do with the fact that it's two guys dancing. It's
Hmm.
just dance. They're just appreciating the dance for what it is. And that's what we wanted more than anything else. We wanted more than anything else for people to see us as dancers and not as two guys up there dancing together. So,
I think one of the judges said, and it was so nice because it's so true. It's all about being a follower and a leader. So many
yeah,
dancers like yourself can do both. A lot of people like to follow. A lot of people like to lead. It depends. Who cares?
yeah,
It's all about having fun.
yeah, yeah. And that was awesome for Derek to say that, especially because he is a
A
dancer,
dancer.
you know?
Yep.
And so that
And a
was,
pretty
that
damn
was
good
awesome.
one.
He
Um,
is.
since then and before then, when you go to congresses and off stage, when you're actually dancing in the social scene, do you see more ladies and guys like same gender dancing together socially, or less, or it's more
Yeah,
acceptable?
yeah. I feel like within the past maybe 2 or 3 years, I feel like it has gotten much more acceptable. Where now actually see some guys go and ask people that
To
aren't
dance.
guys that aren't their friends to dance, or
Mhm.
girls ask girls that aren't their friends to dance. Usually, when I first started, it was usually only like, oh, okay, that's my friend. I'll dance with him. Like,
Yeah,
he's the lead and he'll lead me. I know that. And now you see it much more, which is awesome because a lot of people just they just want to dance. It has nothing to do with anything but that. And
exactly. And
so,
dance with a good dancer. And I know of
right,
so many amazing ladies leaders and so many amazing
yeah,
guys followers that, like, if you really like to dance and you want to express yourself, you want to dance with them.
yeah, I agree.
100%. How
I
long
agree.
you been dancing?
Um, in total, everything I have been dancing now 11 years.
11 years since the first ADC. Cool. And how was that like?
um, it was cool. I actually played football before I got into dancing, um,
Okay.
and
Same
which is
thing.
really weird. Um, but yeah, getting into dance it's opened a whole new world. It's opened a whole new world. Mentally, emotionally, physically, it has. The dance has absolutely changed my whole life.
In
So
what sense?
in every sense, actually, being more comfortable with myself, also physically, it's made me want to get more in shape to be able to do everything that we do, and also look good in our see-through costumes. um, Mentally, it's changed my mind on a bunch of stuff. I mean, some people they honestly just want to dance. You see people with connection, and it doesn't mean anything but that they're dance partners, you know?
Right.
Especially like with my partner Roy, we dance bachata together. And everybody always thinks that we're like dating. And I'm like, yo, I've come to learn through the dancing that it's literally just connection. It has nothing to do with anybody dating or with
It's the
anybody,
same with guys and girls. Every time
Right,
somebody dances with somebody for more than one dance, oh, they're together.
right,
You know?
right.
And
And I've
yep.
seen a lot of traditional couples um, dance together, and I'm like, dang, they look like they together. And you go and you talk to them, and absolutely not the case. So I've learned that through dance for sure. That
And in many
don't
times it is the case. It's just that it's a 50-50 chance.
right,
It's not, for sure.
right, right. So that's been awesome.
Awesome.
That's been
So
awesome.
was it always salsa or bachata?
I started with salsa. I started with salsa. Well, when I first started dancing 11 years ago, it was hip hop. It was dance hall and hip hop.
From
Um,
football to hip hop to salsa.
yeah.
It's getting better by the minute. And
Yeah, and then I started dancing hip hop, and so then I started to train in like ballet, jazz, contemporary things like that because I wanted to get better technically. I wanted to get better technically, and then I started dancing salsa actually 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 8 years ago, and so that was a whole different journey, a whole different scene, a whole different vibe. Um, a whole different a whole different
was
experience for
was
sure.
training in something so different like ballet helped your dancing, in your opinion?
Yes, yeah, ballet, and I say this all the time, and I know a lot of especially salseros don't really like to hear this. Sorry, guys, but I feel like ballet is the fundamental of
Every
every
dance.
dance out
Yep.
there. It teaches you how to find your center. It teaches you how to use your core correctly, and so I feel like it's made a huge impact in my dance for sure.
Great, man. And you mentioned you started with football and then you went into salsa, yet salsa was the dance that got you to want to get in shape even more. I mean,
Yeah.
football didn't do that to you?
No, I was a lineman. I was a big lineman. I mean, at one point I got to almost 300 pounds.
No way.
So, yeah, I have some
Wow.
pictures that should never be shown to anybody. Um, I was a very,
Lucky.
very big guy.
Just like with my dancing, thank God there were no videos and photos 10 years
Yeah.
ago, 11 years ago, right? There's no record. But
Right.
but how much credit you contribute to being in shape and living a healthy lifestyle and dancing?
Oh, all of it actually.
All of it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The only reason I started taking my physique seriously was because of dance. I knew that if I wanted to actually dance, I had to get into shape. I had to get into shape. And so, um, yeah, I would say I credit dance for all of it. Actually, sometimes I get lazy, and I'm just like, yo, I don't want to go running. I actually just came from running, which is why I look crazy right now.
So really quick,
Um,
what do? You run every day, twice a week, 3 times a week? You lift weight? I mean, you have to lift weight, maybe. I mean, if you want to
yeah,
do. Okay.
yeah, I do lift weights, just because of the tricks that I like to do and things like that. Um, I go running about 2 to 3 times a week. I just started being able to do that again because I had a back injury that I wasn't able to run. So now I go about 2 or 3 times a week, and then I also rehearse just about every day.
No, that's your cardio right there. No,
Yeah.
no carbs, no sugar. I mean, that's a tough one. Hello? Oh, I lost you there. I'll give you a second. Are you back?
Oh, it's
Yeah, I lost
lagging.
you there
There
for
it
a
goes.
moment. So you're really bad at what?
I'm really bad at sweets. I love sweets. I love
Who
sweets. The
doesn't?
Aventura Dance Cruise, let me tell you, man, that all you can eat, woof. I'm like, all right, I just got to make sure I'm dancing the whole time.
That's why I picked cruises back in the day. I
it's
just didn't know it's gonna become my
it
full-time
is
job, but
it is great. It was a great idea.
but no jokes. All of these tours and TV stuff. I mean, just mark June 6th to the 10th. I'm sorry, I'm going to Cuba. November 14th to the 18th, I'm going to DR.
Yes.
Um, and I'll give you the 2020 dates if you need to. Just make sure no issues right there.
I
Um,
always try and block out those dates for you anyway, because Aventura Dance Cruise is one of my favorite events of the whole year. So
Thanks, man. When was the first one for you?
in 2012,
Nice. And how was
2000,
that like?
2012, it was either 2012 or 2011, one of those, and it was incredible. Actually, I was like, this can't be real. At that point, we hadn't had the whole ship to ourselves yet.
Yep,
And
correct.
I was just like, wow, this is crazy how you can have so many dances on one boat. And then you made it the whole ship. And I was like, this can't be real. This can't be real. I mean, there's literally partying all day. There's workshops going on throughout the day, and then you literally have a DJ playing 24 hours a day. It's nuts. Um, I mean, the food is all included. You get off the boat and you go to beach parties, and you have so many people there. I mean, you're talking about over 2,000 dancers, and it is crazy. It's
Thanks,
if
man.
you haven't experienced it, it's something you absolutely need to get on. Like I always tell everybody that you have to experience at least one that'll get you hooked.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate the mini commercial here for ADC. But right now, it's all about you. And the fact that you really want to spread the word of same gender dancing, and you're doing an amazing job. How do you feel? Did you see a bunch of, because, I always work in ADC, but when you party out there and dance with a bunch of people, do you see a lot of same gender dancers?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's just like going to a congress. You see everybody dancing and out partying, and it was very inclusive, very inclusive. Everybody was dancing together. Everybody was, there was same gender, there was traditional couples. It was awesome.
Where do you think we should, spread the word more? Like, been on TV, everybody, millions of people watched you. What else do you think needs to be done? Because our scene is pretty open for pretty much everything, and that's what I love about the scene so much.
Um, yeah, I mean, I feel like in our scene, it's already, it's just normal, you know?
Yep.
I would love to see other scenes taking more part in some same gender dancing, just because, I mean, two men together can do some really powerful stuff. They can do some very powerful tricks, and then two women dancing together is just, it's just so powerful in its own way. So powerful in its own way. I see
Very.
two women dancing together, either zouk or bachata, and I'm always like, damn, that's dope. That's so
Yep.
dope. And so I just wish the other scenes can experience that as well and see that it's not something outside of the norm. Because when we went to the show, that was something that we learned, that people don't know that same gender dancing happens. Like, they would see us and they'd be like, "You guys are dancing salsa together?" And we're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." And they're like, "Whoa, it's crazy. We've never seen that." And to me, I was just like, "Really?" I thought it was like normal now, but guess
I
not.
agree with you. I'll take you back. I don't know, like 14 years. I think it was in 2005, 2004. I went to one of the congresses, and I saw a couple dancing. They were amazing. People standing ovation at the end of the show. And what was so freaking awesome at the end, the guy, quote unquote, it was a lady. She took her mask off, her like wig off, and everything, and it was a girl. And people were like shocked and even cheered even more.
No way.
Sometimes it's all here, you think you saw two, like a couple, a man and a woman, but it was two ladies, and they killed it on stage, and that was
Wow.
back then. Yep. So maybe give you an idea for a show or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
So what's
Wow.
next? What's next for you on a personal level? Dancing? What's coming up?
Um, we have a lot of stuff coming up I can't really talk about,
Okay.
but dancing personally, I just want to continue to just keep pushing boundaries, you know? I'm constantly taking classes. I feel like it's super important to always stay learning. And so now I this year I want to focus on my team as much as I can, to get them, I want to push them to do something different and something new. So it's a
Pu-
project I'm looking.
Push them to do that on ADC, and I'll support in any way I
Yeah.
can. That'll be amazing. I mean,
Yes.
everything that you work on turns out to be pretty damn good.
Thank you,
For
brother.
everybody that want to dance or put a show together or just social dance with the same genre, or anyone who want to try a TV show and compete, any tips, any comments, anything that you would recommend everybody?
Mm, don't be afraid to push boundaries. Don't be afraid to push boundaries. Don't be afraid to don't be afraid to push boundaries, but in a classy way. Yeah, I've seen some craziness. um, let's keep same gender respectful, and classy, but don't be afraid to push boundaries. Don't be afraid to go out there and do things that people haven't done, because that's what's going to get you noticed the most, especially if you're trying to do something like a TV show. Um, Go out there and also don't be afraid to be yourself. A lot of people get caught up in this world and they lose who they were, and it's always important to just be yourself, because at the end of the day, that's the only person you really can be. And if you're putting on a mask all day, every day for people, you're gonna get tired and you're gonna burn yourself out. You know.
Cannot
So
agree with you more. So many dancers said the same thing here, and I guess it's something we need to pay attention to. Just be who you are. Everybody else
yeah,
is already taken, right?
right, right.
All right,
So
so let's add a little bit more to your social media. If people want to follow you and what you do, or just send you a message, or stay in touch, where are you now on social media? Email, Facebook, whatever.
so my Facebook is Jonathan Mama's Boy Troncoso, and
Okay.
that's also my artist page. Um, and my Instagram is at Mama's Boy. You can always find me there. I respond to all of my messages, and I always respond to all the comments. I feel like it's really important to stay in touch with the people that are following you and that are are trying to reach out to you. And so if you ever send me a message or anything like that I don't respond to, I will get to it. I promise, everybody. I promise. But yeah.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for your time. Keep up the great work. I'm looking forward to see you in person in June or maybe before on ADC. And, thank you for, having a message and representing the dance scene on the big TV.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And thank you for always supporting me. You've always been a huge supporter of mine, and I've always appreciated that so much. And
Always, my
it's your
friend.
birthday.
Yes,
So
sir.
happy birthday, Moshe.
Thank you. Thank you. Getting
We
old.
appreciate you. All of us from the scene appreciate you, everything that you do, and giving us such a huge platform to be able to perform on and to be able to go and party. So thank you.
Thanks, my man. Good luck, and we will stay in touch. See you soon.
Yes. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.